Hello guys and welcome to EMG Source. So I previously made a video of how to set up your Amazon Fire TV and or stick from beginning to end. So I refined it a little, made it a little bit easier, and I thought the video wasn't that great of a quality, so I figured I made this one, it's a little bit easier, right? And better. So the first thing you want to do is go to settings and go to system, and then from system you want to go down to developer options, and then you want to enable ADB debugging, and you want to enable file from unknown sources. Okay, make sure you enable those two. The next thing you want to do is you want to go all the way up to search and look for ES File Explorer. So once you have ES File Explorer, you download it, you find it, you download it. Okay, so if you, again, I mentioned before, if you have an account that you've never used before, you need to set up one-click purchase. You basically just have to go to Amazon.com/one-click purchase or something like that. It'll tell you what to do. Basically, it'll give you the link, and you set that up. You have to basically enter an address, so that you're able to download apps even though they're free. Okay. So once you launch this, is going to tell you update. You don't really have to. The next thing you want to do on the first line, you see it says favorites. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to go down to add. Okay, so before I said you needed different websites to get Kodi, and now all you need is one source, and that's EMG Source. All right, so here we go. You're gonna type in the path, which is http:// emgsource.comlu.com, and give it a name, which I'm gonna name it EMG. And now I'm using a keyboard and a little keyboard with a mouse. It's a lot easier for you to use this with that. If you don't have one, you could still use your remote, and as you can see, once you click on that, you'll get the keyboard and you could type in everything manually. But if you do have a keyboard mouse, it'll make your life a lot easier. So you click on add, right, and then we're gonna go down to the next section right here, which says EMG, right? That's the name you gave it. You could give it any name you want. I named mine EMG. And then from here, it's going to take you directly to the source, and you want to go down to APK, right? So on APK, so I have two files here. You have the Amazon Fire setup and the root file. So the root one is if you wanted to root your Amazon Fire TV and or stick, and I'll show you in a later video what that is for, why you should do it, and if you really need it or not. So Amazon Fire TV setup, click on that. It's gonna install, and what it's gonna do is basically this zip file has everything you need for you to set everything up. You don't have to go and enter any other website. One source, that's it. All right, so as soon as it does that, you're gonna open file, and you see right here you have Fire Starter, you have Jarvis and TeamViewer. So if we click on Fire Starter, see it says, do you want to install it? Go down, install it. There we go. All right, you don't have to open it now. Click on done. Let's move on to the next one. You're gonna click on Kodi Jarvis. Actually, this one, I'll show you why that gave you that error. But let's go to TeamViewer. Click on that. Install. Back. And then the next one is basically right here, Kodi. Now you saw here it didn't give me the option to install it. If you try to click on Jarvis here, it won't install. It'll say not compatible, or it'll stay on that please load and wait. Actually it did this time. Alright, so click on it 2 times. The first time it didn't happen, but I'm gonna show you what to do if it lags or if it stays basically frozen. Now the Kodi one is going to take a little longer because it's a bigger file, but once it's done, you know that's pretty much it. You click on done, and that's that. So if you if you click on this one should work no problem. If you click on that one, it might give you an error because it is quite a bigger file. So if you click on it the second time and it gives you the same error again, very simple. Again, I don't want to click on it, but you're gonna basically go down here to extract. Okay, so if you extract it, it's gonna extract the whole file and give you the actual APK instead of that compressed one. You're gonna go to downloads, and then from downloads you're gonna see the folder, and then from here you have the APK. So when you click on this one time, you should have no issues. It should just install. Okay, so now let's configure everything. Once you're done, you could press back, get out of here. You don't need it anymore, right? So the next thing you want to do is you want to go down to your applications. Now the new version of Amazon does support third-party applications. So if you go to apps, and you're gonna see all the current apps that you might have installed. So these are the last few that we installed: Firestarter, Quick Support, ES File Explorer, and Kodi. So if you launch Kodi, you're gonna see that it's vanilla Kodi. There's absolutely nothing on it. So let's set up Kodi first. Okay, so we wanna set this up. You have Kodi, you have everything. Now what? You want your videos and everything. You want those third-party add-ons, right? Again, this has nothing to do with Kodi. This just has to do with third-party add-ons, whatever you can install from there. So you could go into YouTube. There's many guys that do different builds. So I'm gonna show you mine. I hope you like it, but we'll see. All right. So go to System first. Go to File Manager. And you're gonna add source. The source is http:// emgsource.comlu.com. Okay. As far as the name, right? When you give it a name here, it says enter name for this media. You could give it anything you want. I always add a dot, a star, or something, and then name it whatever you want. Okay, and the reason why I do the star or that, depending on what device, if you have a lot of things going on in the background, it's easier for you to find it because it brings it right to the top. Okay, so now you're gonna go back and you're gonna press System, and you're gonna go to Add-ons. Okay, install from zip file, and see it's the first one on the list here because I added that little dot. Okay, and you're gonna install the EMG source wizard. Okay, now give it a couple of seconds. It should tell you that it's loaded. The new wizard is loaded. You don't have to wait for it. You can just press CSS right there on the bottom, EMG source wizard. Press back again, go to programs, click on enter, or on your remote, go to program add-ons, and as you can tell, I am using a mouse and keyboard to make it easier, but you could do it with your remote, no problems. Click on EMG source, then click on EMG source build, and give it a second to load. Now this build is about 160 megabits. So it shouldn't take too long depending on your internet, whatever you have. It's quite small. I mean, the little intro video that I have alone is 60 megabits. So the build alone is 100. The video is like 60. So I mean, I'm thinking about removing it. If you guys don't like it, please leave a comment on the line below. Just let me know if you want it out, and I will take it out. I like it. Some people like it. Some people think it's useless, which it is. You see it once, you get bored after a little while. But I like this one. I think it's pretty cool. So let it load. And this is all real time, guys. Again, it doesn't take very long for it to be completely set. Okay, so now it's gonna tell you, yay, okay, ready to go. You're gonna press OK. It's gonna ask you to close, right? So now this is where it gets tricky with every box is different, because this works with any box, whether you have a G box, an Android box, a Amazon, a Fire Stick, first gen or second gen, right? So on the first gen Amazon, if you click on yes close, and some boxes if you click yes close, it's gonna close Kodi. It's gonna completely close it and take you right back to the home screen, and then you can go from there, right? On the newer Amazon boxes, it doesn't do it all the time. It won't close it. So what you have to do in order for the build to stick, you have to unplug it, give it a couple of seconds, about 5 seconds, and plug it back in, and then that'll reboot it. All right. So this way, you know, you're able to launch your application. So if you did it right, see this one, it closed for me. You could click on Kodi again, and if you did it right, the first thing you're gonna get is that little intro video, and you see on the bottom there it tells you that you know, it's loading up certain things. So that's why you might see a little lag the first time you see the video. But the next time it launches pretty smooth. So this is the build right here. Alright. And it's loading up. And then once it's done loading up, you're basically going to get all these widgets that are going to look pretty cool. And just let it do all its updates. And there you go. Now that it's fully loaded, so you get all your widgets here. And you can choose from movies I got from latest. I'll go in depth on this build later on. I'll make another video about that. All right. So now we have a build. Now we have, you know, all these third-party add-ons. We know exactly what we have. Okay. So now, how do we make it simpler for you to use? Now, if you have Amazon Prime, it's, you know, it's good for you to have this, because then you could go into your Prime stuff. You know, if you're paying for it, might as well use it, right? So you got Prime movies, Prime shows that you could use from here. You know, you don't have to worry about if the add-on goes down or anything. You know, this is always up and it works. But what if you don't have Amazon Prime and you want to skip this whole Amazon thing? That's where Firestarter comes in, right? So if you go to your apps here, and you see here's Kodi, you can launch Kodi straight from here. But Firestarter works a lot better. So if you go to Firestarter, we need to configure it first. Firestarter is a nice little shortcut. It basically skips all the Amazon stuff and it takes you right to here where all your apps are. If you go to system here, you're not really gonna, this tells you more information about your Amazon box, but you're not really touching any of that. If you go to update, this will tell you exactly, let's say if you are running an old version of Kodi, you know, at the time that you installed this, you know, a new one out, if, you know, Krypton becomes stable, then you could click here on check for updates and it'll look for the latest update, and you could update it right from here, so you don't have to go through all those steps all over again. On settings here, what you want to do is you want to go all the way down to, you see startup application, and the startup application, you could, you know, tell it to, you know, hey, start straight into Firestarter. Or, you know, if you use it strictly for Kodi, you want it to start strictly on Kodi, right? Single home button, single click. What do you want it to do? Do you want it to go to Firestarter? Do you want it to go to ES File Explorer? You know, you could choose anything you want. I'm going to choose Kodi because I want to press the home button and take me straight to Kodi no matter where I am. Double click on the home screen, and I want it to take me to the Fire TV home, or, you know, mobile, CNN, Firestarter. I want to go straight to Firestarter. And the reason why I choose those two, Firestarter and that, because you know, it's easier. So let's say if you're on Kodi and you happen, you know, you go into an add-on and you try to launch a particular movie or something, and it gets stuck. It doesn't load. It just gets stuck there. You know, you get so frustrated, you want to shut it off. You don't want to get up and unplug the box and go through all that. Just double click the home screen, it'll take you right into Firestarter. Click on the menu button right on Kodi, go to app settings and force stop. So now when you launch it again, it's gonna launch, completely reset it, the video all over again. Now if you, again, the video, I like it. If you don't like it, just let me know in the comments, I'll take it off. But you could always stop it. You don't have to watch it all the time, It's pretty cool when you're showing somebody, but obviously you're not gonna want to see it all the time. And yes, you can see the widgets, everything loads a lot quicker too the second time, because it's not doing all those updates from when you first launch it. All right. So that's pretty much it. On the next video, I'm gonna go through this whole thing and show you the whole setup of this and how it works, and show you what I have in there. All right. Let's see. Let's go back to Firestarter, and then you have your quick support here if you want to, be able to help somebody out. So those are the three apps. So Firestarter, which is this whole thing here, your Kodi, fully configured, and your quick support if you want to gift this out, if you're selling the boxes or if you're selling these, and you want to be able to help somebody out with an app or an add-on that they're not, able to work it, because they can contact Kodi, because this is not Kodi related. This is a third-party add-ons. All right, so there you go. Fully configure Amazon Fire TV and or Stick. You could also use it for, with the exception of Firestarter, of course, you could use that towards, any Android box, G box, anything. All right, it'll work on computers. It'll work on Windows. As long as you have Kodi 16, everything will work. All right, guys, enjoy it. Hope you like it.